Tonight is a community service of the New York Institute of Technology.
Covering the news of Nassau and Suffolk County's Long Island News Tonight with Ken Eckhart, Carol Peck, and the award-winning LI News team. Good evening. I'm Ken Eckhart, and here's what's happening. A Long Island mother has pleaded guilty to driving drunk, crashing the car, and leaving her 3-year-old daughter paralyzed and on a respirator. The accident happened early one morning last March when the Nassau County District Attorney's Office says 19-year-old Samantha Alfaro of Bayshore was driving home from spending the night at her cousin's East Meadow home. She reportedly passed out at the wheel on South Oyster Bay Road, veered into oncoming traffic, and crashed into a tree. Her 3-year-old daughter was reportedly not in a child safety seat, which was in the trunk. The little girl's neck was broken and she was left unable to breathe and on a respirator. Empty beer bottles and a half-empty bottle of vodka was found in the car. Alfaro pled guilty to DWI under Leandra's law and faces a sentence of 3 to 9 years in jail when she's sentenced in March. A Long Island man has been arrested and charged with stalking high school students on their way to and from school in Huntington Station. Suffolk County Police say students reported that 56-year-old John Ferranti of Hicksville talked to female students, offering them rides and following them at the bus stop on Kilburn Avenue 3 to 4 times a week since September. Police say Ferranti is a level 3 sex offender who failed to report that he had moved from his registered address in Huntington Station to a new address in Hicksville. He's charged with stalking and endangering the welfare of a child. He was arrested by Special Victims Section detectives yesterday while he was sitting in his parked car. While it may soon become even harder for smokers to find a place where they can legally light up, the latest target to ban smoking is railroad platforms. So reporter Robert Marzano stopped by the Great Neck station to find out how travelers there feel about the proposal to make the platforms smoke-free.
Lighting up like this on a railroad platform could eventually be banned. The Long Island Railroad may soon become smoke-free under a new bill introduced by the New York State Assembly. Upstate lawmaker Ellen Jaffe says she hopes to ban smoking on the LIRR and Metro-North boarding and waiting areas. Some commuters told us how they feel about the proposed ban on smoking.
Doesn't bother me at all.
You really think it's a good idea then?
Yeah, why not? Make people healthier. Good for them.
Inside, some people might not want to have smoke in their lungs when they're eating dinner or something. Okay, that's fine. But outside, it's a free country, or supposedly, right?
Earlier this month, the village of Great Neck banned smoking on sidewalks in its commercial areas. And New York City officials are planning to ban smoking in parks, playgrounds, and beaches. According to People's Opinion, who travel on the LIRR, the smoking ban will not only help the people who smoke, but will benefit the people around them who are waiting for oncoming trains. That's because they no longer have to worry about secondhand smoke. And some commuters are willing to put up with the smokers on one condition.
I don't really mind people smoking on the platforms as long as it's not near me.
In Great Neck, Robert Marzano, LI News Tonight.
A retired Long Island firefighter has pleaded guilty to stealing almost $200,000 from the Glen Cove Fire Department. Prosecutors say George Gray pleaded guilty yesterday to second-degree grand larceny. They say Gray used the money to buy model railroad equipment and expensive cigars. He worked for the fire department for 34 years before retiring in 2009. Prosecutors say the crimes occurred between 2003 and 2009. Gray, who now lives in Hendersonville, North Carolina, has been ordered to repay the $200,000 and will be sentenced in March to 1 to 3 years in prison. And a Long Island attorney has been sent to jail after pleading guilty to stealing more than $100,000 from his clients. According to the Nassau County District Attorney's Office, 50-year-old Craig Heller of East Meadow stole over $20,000 from a divorcing couple he represented that was supposed to go to paying their bills. And Heller confessed to stealing over $80,000 from a client that he collected in the sale of a building. Heller was arrested in June of 2009 and pled guilty last September. He's sentenced to 30 days in jail, 5 years probation, and has been ordered to make restitution for the stolen money. Heller has run unsuccessfully for several local offices, including the State Assembly and the Nassau County Legislature. A Queens man has been arrested and charged with trying to bring a loaded handgun into Nassau County Family Court. Police say the incident happened yesterday morning at the court building on Old Country Road in Westbury. 56-year-old Benjamin Ferrero of Jackson Heights was observed at a security point by a court officer, placing his briefcase in the x-ray machine, and it revealed it contained a handgun. Ferrero has been charged with criminal possession of a weapon. Well, stay with us. We'll be back with more news right after this.
The Nassau Bar Association is offering a free seminar on planning with your aging parents at its headquarters in Mineola on Wednesday, January 26th at 7 p.m. For reservations, call 516-747-4070. The Roslyn Landmark Society kicks off its 2011 lecture series with Triumvirate, McKim, Mead & White, Art and Architecture, Scandal and Class in the Gilded Age at Atria of Roslyn on Wednesday, January 26th at 7:30 p.m. For more information, call 516-625-4363. The One Who Laughs Lasts teaches breast cancer survivors how comedy cures at Adelphi University Alumni House in Garden City on Thursday, January 27th at 7 p.m. For more information, call 516-877-4325. Or check out Milton Avery and the End of Modernism at the Nassau County Museum of Art in Roslyn Harbor through May 8th, Tuesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. till 4:45 p.m. For more information, log on to www.nassaumuseum.org/events. If you have an event you'd like included on the LI News Tonight community calendar, send it to linewstonight@nyit.edu.
In Melville, J.B. Buno, LI News Tonight.
In Bethpage, Stephen Katove, LI News Tonight.
At Belmont Park, Sophia Allen, LI News Tonight.
These are just a few of the people who have been reporting the news for LI News Tonight over the past year, and you could be one of them. Television news is an exciting and challenging career that could put you in the middle of what's happening and in touch with the people who are making the news. A career in television news journalism can offer you the opportunity to work as a reporter, camera person, or videotape editor, or any number of behind-the-scenes jobs, including producing or manning the assignment desk. And it's a career that can be yours by joining the LI News Tonight news team. Produced at studios on the campus of the New York Institute of Technology, LI News Tonight offers television news internships that can earn you college credits and the possibility of being on the air in just a few weeks. LI News Tonight has been the jumping-off point for many local and national news professionals, and you could be next. Call 516-686-7952 for more information on how to enroll for LI News Tonight, and let us put you on the air. Some news around the world today. A British court today approved the extradition of a terror suspect wanted in the United States over an alleged plot to detonate explosives aboard the New York City subway system. The British court says that 24-year-old Abid Nasir can be sent to the U.S. to stand trial for his alleged role in a terror campaign which would have struck at targets in Britain, Norway, and the United States. Authorities have previously tied the plot to a foiled plan to detonate explosives aboard the New York City subway and a suspected plot to bomb a busy shopping area in the northern England city of Manchester. A former Serb college basketball player has started serving his 2-year prison term after being sentenced for beating an American student into a coma. A court in Serbia says Milodan Kovacevic arrived at a prison yesterday. He was sentenced by a Belgrade court in November for severely beating fellow Binghamton University student Brian Steinhauer of Brooklyn during a 2008 barroom brawl. Kovacevic jumped bail in the U.S. and fled to Serbia, which refused to extradite him, angering Washington and straining U.S.-Serbia relations. And a cold spell in Vietnam over the past 3 weeks has killed at least 7 people, as well as more than 20,000 cows and buffaloes. Temperatures reportedly plunged as low as 26 degrees Fahrenheit in areas where it's typically around 60 degrees this time of year. It's believed the people died either from the cold or from carbon monoxide poisoning due to coal heaters that people lit to stay warm. Calves reportedly made up 70% of the livestock that died across 18 northern provinces, and the cold spell was forecast to last at least 2 more weeks. Long Island firefighters and police officers had to rescue a horse from a Dix Hills swimming pool. The horse had escaped from a nearby stable last night and was found in a neighbor's 7-foot deep swimming pool with only his head sticking above the water. The horse named Mikey was actually one of 3 that escaped. The other 2 were caught by police officers, but Mikey fled to the rear of a home on Carl's Strait Path. Mikey apparently fell through the ice atop the swimming pool where authorities found him. It took officers and firefighters about 40 minutes to fish him out of the water. His condition wasn't immediately known, but 2 firefighters were treated for hypothermia. New York City cabbies should start looking a little neater behind the wheel. The city's Taxi and Limousine Commission voted unanimously to require that drivers maintain a professional appearance. Previously, specific clothing had been prohibited, as outerwear, including underwear, tank tops, and swimwear. Well, the new rule emphasizes broader parameters, that a driver's overall appearance has to be neat, clean, and professional. And the TLC says ethnic and religious garb are welcome. Drivers will face a $25 fine for any violation, but yesterday's vote does not mean that there'll now be a fashion police. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo says he expects a bloody fight over his upcoming budget, but not a state government shutdown. And Cuomo wouldn't confirm predictions that his budget proposal will include 5,000 to 15,000 state worker layoffs. A Cuomo spokesman later dismissed the estimates as speculation because any decision on job cuts hasn't yet been made. A government shutdown would stop all but emergency and public safety services. It's one of the biggest concerns among lawmakers and public employee unions, as well as advocates for school districts, hospitals, and other public services. Cuomo's budget proposal is due February 1st. A 34-year-old upstate New York woman faces up to 18 years in prison for plowing head-on into 2 motorcyclists last summer, killing one of them and seriously injuring the other. Albany area newspapers report that Sybil Monk of Fort Plain pleaded guilty this week to aggravated vehicular homicide for the accident in July that killed a 66-year-old man. Prosecutors say Monk was under the influence of prescribed narcotics when she hit the motorcycles on a highway northwest of Albany. The other motorcyclist suffered serious injuries. Monk, who had 2 of her 3 children in her car with her at the time of the accident, will be sentenced in March to 6 to 18 years in prison. After the overnight snowfall, we had just a few lingering flurries this morning. The high was in the low 30s today. Tonight, clear skies with a low in the low teens. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high only around 20. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a high in the mid-20s. Monday, mostly cloudy and cold with a high only in the mid-teens. And the outlook for Tuesday, chance of snow again with a high in the upper 20s. And that's it for NYIT's LI News Tonight. I'm Ken Eckhart. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again on Monday. Have a good weekend.